right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mass Wasting Newscast. Avalanches, landslides, rockfalls. Oh my! Okay, well, this isn't actually a newscast, but I am going to tell you a little bit about the newscast that you will soon be making related to a mass wasting event. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, what is it that this is all about? Well, as you know, we've been learning about weathering, erosion, deposition, and even mass wasting for the last few weeks. And now we're going to have our summative assessment. But it's not going to be a test. Instead, you are going to create a newscast about a mass wasting event that you will be assigned. You'll write a script for the newscast, and then you'll make a video of it as well. You'll need to turn in both the script and the video. Now, is this an individual or is this a group project? I've had this question already as we've kind of talked about this a little bit leading up to this. Well, you may choose whether or not you would like to work with a partner. Now, I'll be honest, haven't really done it this way in the past, but we're in new times and new circumstances, so I'm going to try this. I do hope that we can do this in a way where we're not going to be hurting other people's feelings, and also where we can feel strong enough to stand up for ourselves and what it is we would like to do without being rude or unkind to others. You will have until Tuesday, next Tuesday at noontime, to decide whether you would like to work alone or whether you would like to either work with one or two other 6th graders. Okay, so noon on Tuesday. That means that you are going to have to communicate during off-science hours, perhaps, with other people to find out if they're interested in working together, if that's what you want to do. The groups can be no larger than 3 people. Your groups can be a mix of people from 6A and 6B, so you do not have to stick with just people who are in your class. I suppose this is a little different than if we were doing this while being at school. If we were going to be at school, then, we probably wouldn't be able to do that. If we end up going back to school before this project is due, and I'll give you the due date in a few minutes, well, we'll figure it out from there and we'll make it happen. All right, if you choose to work in a group, it will be your responsibility to find ways and times to work together and to get the parts of your project put together in one video presentation. All right, so obviously, you could assign each other different parts that you're going to do, and you can record your parts, and then you can start to then put those together in a video presentation using some sort of movie editor type software or something like that. I know my computer has a movie editor software, pretty simple one, but still automatically installed on the computer, so I'm sure a lot of them do, and I'm sure there are options online too, and perhaps we'll put up a place in the Science Channel at some point where you can post ideas to help other people out on how you could do this. You can certainly use Screencast-O-Matic as well. I think some of you are familiar with using that, perhaps. Sorry, I already read that part. You're responsible for figuring out how to get together and when you each have time to get together or to do your individual parts. So, on Monday, I am going to post on the Science Channel, at least this is what I'm thinking right now, unless I come up with a more brilliant idea over the weekend. But on Monday, I'm going to post a shared document, which means that all of us can edit it, where you are going to fill in whether you are working on your own or whether you are working in a group and who those group members are. Please make sure that if you decide you're working in a group, that the other group members' names that you put down know that you're all working in a group together, okay? Don't get caught in a situation where you think somebody else is working with you or you really want somebody else to work with you, but they end up signing up for something else. Okay, so make sure that you have those details worked out. If at any point there are any kind of disagreements, then I will just make it an individual project for those individuals. Okay, again, Some of you may choose to do this on your own anyways. You may either prefer to do that or you just think it will be easier to not have to coordinate with others. All right, so what is this whole newscast thing based on? Well, your newscast is going to be based on a mass wasting event. You'll be assigned a picture of a mass wasting event. You'll develop a newscast about what has happened, how it happened, how long it took, whether there are injuries or deaths, etc. Some of this information is most definitely going to be based on what you observe in the picture. Some of it will be based on what you have learned about weathering, erosion, deposition, and different kinds of mass wasting events. This is, after all, an assessment or evaluation of what you have learned about these things, so it's pretty important that those types of things are included in your newscast. Some of this you're going to make up because there's just no way to tell for sure based on your observation of the picture or based on what you know about these scientific principles. You're not going to know all of the details of what might have happened, but there are some areas where you can make up some things to make the story interesting. Some of the types of mass wasting events that will be assigned are landslides, mudslides, rock falls, avalanches, creep. The pictures that you see to the left here are a sampling of some of the pictures that will be offered. Not necessarily every group will have a completely different picture. Some of the pictures will probably be used more than once. But of course, you're working either individually or in a group. Groups aren't working with groups or individuals aren't working with groups. What kinds of information should be included? Well, you are going to receive more details next Wednesday. Okay, because on Tuesday will be the last day of choosing whether to work individually or in a group. Then on Wednesday I will give more information. All right, but just to give you a little bit of a glimpse as to what's going to be required, at least as far as the scientific end of it goes, because, well, again, this is an assessment of what you have learned about erosion, weathering, erosion, deposition, and especially erosion and deposition having to do with mass wasting events. So you will need to be able to tell about what is a mass wasting event, or what is mass wasting, what type of mass wasting happened in your news story or in your picture, what is weathering, what type or types of weathering might have led to this event, what's erosion, what type of erosion might have led to this event, what's deposition, how long did this event take. All of those are some of the kinds of things you're going to need to include in your story in order to have, in order for me to be able to tell what you have learned about these things. Can you start working on it today? Well, no. Remember, we won't even figure out if you're working individually or in a group until Monday or Tuesday. And by the way, some of you are probably thinking this already because I have a tendency to forget that we don't have science on Tuesday. Didn't forget. I know we don't have science on Tuesdays, but I'm still going to allow you to have until noontime on Tuesday to be able to sign up as to whether or not you are working individually or in a group. Now, if for some reason somebody does not go on to the shared document and does not sign up, they will be assigned by me to work individually. Okay, so just keep that in mind, although I would rather if you did sign up so that I know for sure what your desire is. All right, so then on Tuesday afternoon and evening, I'm going to be frantically looking at that list, making sure people have signed up, making sure that people's names are only listed once, all that kind of thing. And then I am going to figure out which picture of which mass wasting event each individual or group is going to be assigned. And then next Wednesday, is our starting day. And at that point, on that day, I will let you know which picture you've been assigned, so I'll have a list there of who's being assigned to what picture. I will also at that point post the official directions and the rubric that goes with this particular project. And then the final due date is Wednesday, May the 13th. All right, that's actually a little ways away. Now we do have spring break in there, so I think it's far enough away that you should have plenty of time to be able to put together a quality newscast video without having to work over the vacation week. I would like you to take that vacation week and relax and just kind of get away from schoolwork for a little bit, at least as far as science goes. So I think I'm giving you enough time there where you can do that and you can have a nice vacation break away from the screen, away from listening to my silly videos. All right. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope that this at least gives you a little bit more information to be able to prepare and think about what it is you want to do. You can begin talking to other people at this point and finding out whether or not they are interested in working together, if that is something you would like to do. Okay, if you have any questions, any concerns, any wonderings, any ponderings, or you just want to say hi, let me know, ladies and gents. All right, I'll talk to you later. Have a good day.